the legend is back. The 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser has returned to North America, and on the surface, it seems to have it all. It's got a shocking new look that perfectly blends heritage with modern aggression, a new hybrid powertrain, and a starting price in the mid-$50,000s that makes it way more accessible than the 200 series behemoth it replaces. It's got the looks, the tech, and that legendary name. It seems like the perfect formula. But before you rush to put down a deposit, we're going to break down 5 reasons why buying this highly anticipated SUV, especially in its early years, might be a huge mistake. We're digging past the hype to uncover the potential deal breakers, from its real-world capability to how it stacks up against its fiercest rivals. 1. The new school hybrid powertrain. The first and arguably most important reason to pump the brakes is hiding right under the hood. For the first time ever, the North American Land Cruiser is not powered by a big, simple, naturally aspirated V8. Instead, it gets the iForce Max powertrain, a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder bolted to an electric motor. Now, on paper, the numbers are impressive: 326 horsepower and a massive 465 pound-feet of torque. That's more torque than the old V8. But here's the catch. This is a major departure from the Land Cruiser's core identity. This powertrain isn't brand new for 2026. It's already appeared in the Tacoma, but its application here represents a huge cultural shift. For decades, the Land Cruiser's calling card was its absurd, almost comical reliability. These were trucks known for hitting 300,000 miles in the harshest conditions on Earth with nothing more than basic maintenance. Their V8 and inline-6 engines were mechanically simple and proven over millions of miles. 2. Compromised real-world capability. The second reason is that this new Land Cruiser might not actually be the Land Cruiser you're picturing. The name evokes images of a massive, unstoppable force of nature, but the 2026 model is a very different animal. It's no longer a full-size SUV. Toyota has downsized it significantly, and it now shares the global TNGA-F body-on-frame platform with other trucks like the new Tacoma and even the larger Sequoia. This makes it more nimble on tight trails, but that comes at a cost. For one, it's strictly a 2-row, 5-seat SUV. If you need a 3rd row, Toyota will happily point you toward the bigger and more expensive Sequoia. Cargo space is also a real concern, as the high trunk floor, a consequence of the hybrid battery placement, limits the overall volume compared to other mid-size SUVs. But for the purists, the bigger issue is philosophical. The Land Cruiser name was synonymous with being the biggest and toughest truck in Toyota's lineup. This new version feels, well, more like a 4Runner with a premium badge. Enthusiasts have been quick to point out its 8.3 inches of ground clearance as being less than impressive for its go-anywhere heritage. 3. The awkward price-to-value spot. Reason number 3 is the price. The base 1958 Land Cruiser starts in the mid-$50,000s, and with the higher Land Cruiser trim and a few options, you're easily pushing $70,000. While that's cheaper than the last generation, it puts this truck in an incredibly competitive and awkward spot in the market. Let's break it down. If your goal is pure, unadulterated off-road fun, you can get a top-tier Ford Bronco or Jeep Wrangler for the same price or less. The Bronco, for example, offers a twin-turbo V6, huge 35-inch tires, and the incredible open-air experience of a removable roof and doors. Things the Land Cruiser simply can't do. On the other end of the spectrum, if you're looking for luxury and comfort, the Land Cruiser's own sibling, the Lexus GX, is a massive threat. The new GX starts at around $66,000 and is built on the exact same platform. For just a few $1,000s more than a mid-trim Land Cruiser, the GX gives you a more powerful twin-turbo V6 engine, a much more luxurious interior, and the premium ownership experience that comes with the Lexus badge. 4. The interior, tech versus toughness. For our 4th point, let's step inside. The Land Cruiser was always a tool first and a luxury item second. Its interiors were defined by chunky, durable, easy-to-use controls that you could operate with muddy gloves on in the middle of nowhere. And while Toyota deserves credit for keeping some physical buttons and a beefy gear selector, the centerpiece of the new cabin is the available 12.3-inch touchscreen. This is where the conflict starts. Imagine you're navigating a difficult, bumpy trail. The last thing you want to do is hunt and peck through digital menus on a glossy screen just to change your climate settings or access an off-road feature. While the base 1958 trim comes with a smaller 8-inch screen, the more desirable Land Cruiser grade pushes this massive screen on you. This reliance on screen-based controls is a fundamental shift away from the analog simplicity that made the Land Cruiser a trusted companion in remote locations. Every new piece of software is another potential point of failure. You can't fix a glitchy screen with a wrench and a roll of duct tape. 5. Getting squeezed by the competition. Finally, the fifth reason not to buy the 2026 Land Cruiser is the sheer strength of its competition. This truck doesn't exist in a vacuum, and its rivals attack it from every angle, often doing specific things much better. We already mentioned the Ford Bronco and Jeep Wrangler, Asia. If your vision of off-roading involves open air and maximum rock crawling articulation, they are arguably the superior choices. They offer a more raw, visceral experience that the more buttoned-down Land Cruiser just can't match. Then there's the Lexus GX. We have to come back to it. It shares the Land Cruiser's bones but offers a more powerful 349 horsepower twin-turbo V6 and can tow over 9,000 pounds compared to the Land Cruiser's 6,000-pound limit. If you have a family or a heavy trailer, the GX is objectively the more capable vehicle. And what about within Toyota itself? If you need more space for people and gear, the Toyota Sequoia offers 3 rows of seating and is also built on a robust truck platform. For a starting price not far from a mid-trim Land Cruiser, the Sequoia provides significantly more utility for a large family. The new Land Cruiser tries to be a jack of all trades. It's more comfortable on road than a Wrangler and more efficient than a V8-powered rival. But in doing so, it may have become a master of none. It's not the most fun, not the most luxurious, not the most spacious, and no longer the most ruggedly simple. It's getting squeezed from all sides by competitors that have a clearer, more focused identity. If you value proven, simple reliability and a purer off-road experience, you might be better off waiting a few model years for Toyota to iron out the kinks, or looking very closely at its rivals. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thanks for watching.